What are my top picks of 2025 through Q2? Today, let's break it down. What's up everybody, I'm Eric McIntyre, aka Rad Dad Bod, and you're watching Rad Dad Bod TV, where we review running shoes. Now today we're going to be breaking down my top picks in every running shoe category, and the way that I break down categories are lightweight trainer, standard daily trainer, max cushion trainer, lightweight plated trainer, super trainer, and super shoe. Now, if it's your first time watching one of my videos, you may notice some timestamps below. Feel free to jump around to the various parts of this video, but if you do so, I would sure appreciate if you come back, watch the full thing when you get a sec, as I put a lot of time and effort into these videos. And if you've been a viewer for a while, but for whatever reason haven't hit that subscribe button, please consider doing so today and turning on notifications so you get notified every time I drop a new video. Next, a quick plug. I am currently attempting to run the Tokyo Marathon through the charity route. As such, I have submitted my application, I put in my bid, I wrote up my story in my paragraph, and I'm hoping to be selected through that process. Assuming I am selected, I will need to raise $4,000, as that's what my bid was. And one of the ways that I'm going to raise that money is by donating all ad revenue, donations, and commissions through affiliate links for the months of June, July, and August. Also, once the application is fully approved, then I'll set up a GoFundMe link or a fundraising link that I can use to raise the rest of the money. I actually grew up in Japan, and it's been 14 going on 15 years since I've been back home. My kids are half Japanese as well, and so I would very much like to take them there, let them experience that, and be able to donate some really good money towards a charity that's important to me. More on that once I get accepted. So if you're willing and able, please consider hitting the thanks button below and donating directly to the channel. Or you can use any of the affiliate links below as well for both Fuel Goods, where I get all of my running nutrition, or Wallaco, which are my favorite distance tights, as those links will give me a kickback, again, that I will donate towards charity for the months of June, July, and August. And just to be clear, if for whatever reason I don't get into the Tokyo Marathon through the charity route, which I'm not expecting at this point, I am fully expecting to get in, but if I don't, I will still donate anything from my YouTube and affiliate commissions towards charity, though I will select a charity benefiting men's mental health here in the US. Now, moving on, quick disclaimers and disclosures for this video. Most of the shoes, or many of the shoes, I was given for free directly from the brands. That being said, anytime I receive shoes for the purpose of review, I'm not paid, I'm not given talk tracks, talking points. No one is paying me to include shoes in this video. In fact, one of the shoes, and I'll talk about it, multiple of the shoes actually on this list, I did buy myself. Really, these are just my favorites, but regardless, no one watches the videos beforehand, and all thoughts are entirely my own. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about my favorite shoes of 2025 so far. Starting in the lightweight trainer category, my runner-up is going to be the New Balance Rebel V5. Now, last year, this was actually also my overall runner-up for the year in the lightweight trainer category, and it came second to the Hyperion 2 from Brooks. This year, the Rebel V5 is still a lightweight trainer, but one of the reasons why it's sitting in kind of this 2 spot, the honorable mention spot, whatever, is mainly because it feels more daily trainer-esque this year, and I was really hoping for it to be a little bit more speed-oriented like the V4. Overall, though, I do love this shoe. Overall, though, I do love the shoe. I take it on long runs. I've run it on easy days. I have done some speed in it as well. I just don't feel like it's quite as suited for speed work as previous models. Now, my number one in category should be no surprise to anyone, but we are looking at the Adidas Evo SL. Adizero Adios Evo SL, whatever, right? But this shoe is one of my favorite, if not my number one shoe of 2025 overall, because of how versatile it is, right? So it is a lightweight package, and yes, the upper is not good. Like a lot of people have complained to me about the upper. I fully understand, but the upper is good enough for a $150 shoe where that midsole is just a dream to me. I can do speed work in it. I've done short intervals. I've done longer workouts in it, where like long runs with tempo paces. I run easy in it. You know, it really is kind of a do-it-all, cover all your bases. And frankly, I'd run a full marathon in it as well. It's not going to be my number one choice for the marathon, but it's going to be a really good choice for the marathon. So hard to beat this shoe, especially at the price point. There are some things that should hopefully get updated for the better, yes, in 2026, assuming they do make an Evo SL 2, but I absolutely love the one, and it does take my lightweight trainer of 2025 so far. Moving to my standard daily trainer of 2025, again, so far, you know, my runner-up, there's a couple of shoes that are in contention, but there isn't a clear second place to me, because this category, for one, has just been a complete toss-up. Like, when you get a shoe, you're almost asking yourself, is this a lightweight trainer? Is this a daily trainer, right? Again, very, very unclear. Is this a max cushion trainer with kind of the max cushion train that's going on? So a couple of honorable mentions here. Again, no clear second place for me so far. The Cloud Surfer 2 from On. I know a lot of people didn't like this. They felt like it was maybe a little bit too firm. For me, I actually liked it, and I liked the heel to toe transition more than anything. It came with a very comfortable upper as well, and the shoe overall, good looking shoe, just comfortable shoe. So while I'm not absolutely blown away by it, I do very much enjoy this shoe. Another honorable mention, Mizuno Wave Rider 29. I just got this, I think, last week, and have put a couple of runs on it so far. It has the new Mizuno Energy NXT or Energy Next nitrogen infused EVA. So this is not the TPU that's in the Zen or the Vista, but Mizuno, this new EVA based foam, nitrogen infused EVA, really, really comfortable, really, really soft. It's got a little bit of a bounce. The shoe is light, it's airy, it's breathable. It's kind of got an old school upper, so if you like that old school upper, great. But for me, the underfoot feel on this is really, really nice as well. So 2 runner-ups. I'm not really sure what my number 2 is on the standard daily trainer section, and frankly, again, it's just kind of a blurry category nowadays. That being said, I do have a pretty clear number 1 in category, which is going to be the Salomon Aeroglide 3. This is a, I believe, supercritical TPU based foam. It is beaded, it is comfortable, it is bouncy, the shoe is accommodating, it's comfortable. This is just a really, really good, do a little bit of everything shoe. Now, it's not going to shine in speed work. It's not necessarily what it's for, but you can go along with it. You know, it's accommodating in fit, but you can still get some good lockdown. I think it's a very, very versatile shoe, and I absolutely love the grip underfoot as well. So Salomon Aeroglide 3 is my standard daily trainer of 2025 so far. This category, though, you know, you may be able to say, well, that's really more of a max cushion shoe. I feel like Salomon categorizes it more as a daily trainer, and so that's where I'm putting it. That's where I feel like it fits best. Moving to the max cushion shoe of 2025 so far, and this is another category where there's blurred lines, but, you know, max cushion, when we're talking like more recovery runs, is not my favorite category in the world, and as such, you know, it's hard for me to pick a second place in this category for that reason. That being said, there is one that really, really stands out to me overall, and you can fight me on if this is max cushion or not. Again, that's totally fine. Like, I'm open to criticism on where shoes are supposed to fit best, but to me, the Mizuno Neo Zen is going to take the cake in the max cushion section. Now from a stack standpoint, it's very, very clearly max cushion. It is over 40 millimeters in the heel, and it is just maybe the most fun shoe I've ever run in. Similar to the Aeroglide in some ways, but even bouncier, even more dynamic in my opinion. I feel like the foam is softer as well. And so I really enjoy this shoe, especially on my really easy recovery days, because it gives me a lot of bounce, yet it feels pretty light on foot. You get good lockdown. I just feel like I'm faster even when recovering in this shoe. So Neo Zen might be my favorite shoe of the year overall, even if it's not my top performing shoe. So I go back and forth 1A and 1B, Neo Zen and Evo SL. Evo SL probably edges it out just because I do think it is more versatile overall. But the Neo Zen, this is like a revelation in my mind from Mizuno. They absolutely crushed it with this shoe, and it is my max cushion shoe of 2025 so far. Moving to the plated trainer section, really, I haven't run in any lightweight plated trainers released in 2025 so far. Most of those tend to be more like fall releases, summer fall releases, so I do think we're going to start to see some of those pop up here pretty soon. In fact, I do think like the Endorphin Speed 5 just released, so that's one that I'll have to snag and do a full review on. So I'm going to skip the lightweight plated trainer because I just don't really have one right now, but looking more at the Supertrainer, so those max cushion Supertrainers, there are 2 shoes that stand out for me. The runner-up right now is going to be the Mizuno Neo Vista 2. Now, I was not a huge fan of the 1. I felt like the foam didn't give me that same propulsion or bounce that, you know, a lot of people said it did. I felt like it was incredibly unstable. It was very, very narrow. And so with the 2 coming, I wasn't sure how I was going to like it, but it takes a lot of the really, really great elements from the Neo Zen and basically applies it to an even higher stack fiberglass plated, kind of more Supertrainer, more dynamic shoe or version. So it's super smooth, it's bouncy, it's comfortable, it's great for long runs, it's great if you need to hit some faster paces, you know, not going to be an interval shoe, great for that tempo run, those marathon pace runs, and it is significantly more stable than its predecessor. It does run pretty large, so I do wish I had it in a half size down. The same was true for the Neo Zen. It fits me way better in a half size down, but I haven't had the opportunity to review it in a half size down. But even feeling pretty large, the Neo Vista is my runner-up, and frankly, it feels bad putting it in the runner-up spot because it's deserving of the top spot. But my choice for this year is, in my opinion, a little bit more versatile, a little bit more dynamic, and that's why we're going to take it over the Neo Vista 2. So maybe my surprise shoe of the year so far, if I'm being honest, the Brooks Hyperion Max 3, complete revamp. The same way that I don't always love like recovery max cushion shoes, and a big part of that is just the weight of the shoe, right? They tend to be bulky, they tend not to give you a ton of energy or any feedback, and just like I notice, because I've got a really heavy stride, the weight on foot, like I'll notice that over time. So if I'm on a long run, it really weighs me down. That was my concern with the Hyperion Max 3 when I first saw it. It looks, I mean, it's big, it's bulky, but somehow it really works and it pops off the ground really, really well. So, you know, is it as smooth as the Neo Vista 2? I don't think so, but it is very bouncy, it's very punchy, and what I found is you can really hit some fast paces in the shoe. So I've run, you know, sub 7-minute pace, which for me is pretty fast. Even cut down, I don't think I've gone sub 6-minute pace, but you know, I've done progression runs in the shoe. I've actually done some intervals in the shoe, and I do think it is a shoe that can handle some shorter, faster intervals, because the DNA Gold on top is a little bit firmer version of Piva. And so you do bounce off the ground really well. You propel yourself forward really fast. So the Brooks Hyperion Max 3, surprise shoe for me so far, but its versatility, and it's a very comfortable shoe despite being bulky. I do feel like the Neo Vista 2 is less bulky overall, but it is surprisingly comfortable, and it is surprisingly stable as well. I know a lot of people are concerned about that medial cutout. I don't feel like it really creates an unstable base, especially because you have the plastic plate directly underneath that DNA Gold foam, and it is a firmer overall version of Piva, like I said. So plated trainer so far, or super trainer, really like the Brooks Hyperion Max 3. This technically doesn't release until July 1, so it's a Q3 release. I believe it's July 1, but overall, really good shoe. Very pleasantly surprised. I feel like last year the Hyperion Max 2 was a little bit of a tweener. I feel like with the Max 3, we now know, hey, it's a legitimate super trainer, and it's really good. Lastly, super shoe of the year so far. You know, we kind of have a tie for first place, but there's going to be an asterisk next to one of them. Now in second place, though, my runner-up for 2025 is the Adios Pro 4. Adidas really knocked it out of the park with this shoe. Very soft yet responsive foam underfoot. That Light Strike Pro is really nice. It's really snappy. It's really responsive. You have those carbon fiber rods to give it a little bit more structure running through. The upper is super comfortable, though it is a little bit snug. Some people may want to consider half sizing up. And for me, at least, I didn't have any rubbing issues with the heel or Achilles, though I know sometimes with these tab heels, those do cause issues for people. So all in all, the Adios Pro 4, like, kind of shocked that this isn't my number one, because I absolutely love this shoe and would definitely race a marathon in the shoe and be very confident racing a marathon in the shoe. So I do think it is a little unstable, but I think it's more stable than people give it credit for. I feel like the grip is really good. It's just a really solid shoe, and I think it's going to be a great option for a lot of different people. Now, sticking with Adidas, my asterisk shoe is going to be the Adios Pro Evo 2. So this shoe is wild. It's not worth $500. It's not, but it is phenomenal. It is so crazy lightweight. The upper is absolute garbage, but the underfoot feel and just the weightlessness, and like, it is just a wild ride on foot. And so I feel so fast in it. I feel like I put in so much less effort to, you know, retain a certain pace or be able to hold a certain pace. Like, the shoe feels magic. The shoe does feel like you're cheating a little bit. you know, surprisingly, the 2 feels like it's going to be even less durable than the 1. Part of that is because of the outsole. The added texture or cutouts there in that rubber actually like open it up for, you know, damage. I mean, the outsole looks like it's going to pick off there in the forefoot area. And already, you know, I'm seeing the carbon fiber rods starting to press through the midsole. So these, like, already I've only got like 30 miles on them, and they're just pretty much dead. So it's not worth $500, but the shoe is crazy. It's phenomenal. So that's my 1B with an asterisk, right? Now 1A, a shoe that honestly I might put as my overall shoe of the year. It might edge out the Evo SL as well as the Neo Zen, which is a big deal because it's really hard for me to put a plated shoe, let alone a super shoe, in my top 3 for the year overall, because it's just, you know, your usage is limited to racing or speed work. But that's how strongly I feel about the Puma Fast R3, right? This shoe is insane. They used computers essentially to like optimize the geometry of the midsole, right? They also made it crazy lightweight. You know, it is heavier than the Adios Pro 4, but the upper is very comfortable. It's actually pretty structured. The tongue doesn't bunch up. This little lip, the carbon fiber plate extending past the toe of the shoe, really, like, it does something. And, you know, like I said, Adios Pro Evo 2 feels kind of like you're cheating. Puma Fast R3 definitely feels like you're cheating. Like, it just feels like it cleans up your mechanics so much. I wore it today for a run, went back to it, and suddenly paces are just, it doesn't matter how worn down you are, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you can get to your paces. So this shoe, absolutely insane. You know, I am a midfoot to heel striker, depending on if I'm, you know, fatiguing and whatnot. The shoe works for me, so it's not just a forefoot striking shoe. I feel genuinely faster and crazy fast overall in this shoe. So this takes my #1 spot for the super shoe category. So if you watched my first version, or, you know, the Q1 breakdown of top shoes of 2025, you'll notice that a lot of the shoes haven't changed up, and honestly that was a little bit of a surprise for me. I do think more shoes released in Q1, or at least I received more shoes in Q1, and so a lot of the winners kind of came from that group. But I expect a lot of shoes to hit my doorstep over the next few weeks to kick off Q3, to kick off kind of summer and leading into fall marathon training. So there's going to be a lot more, especially in that plated trainer category, that we'll be able to review here soon. But all I can say is, I probably said it like 5 times in the original video, the running shoe world is just blowing up. Running shoe technology is absolutely insane. It's really cool to see everyone stepping up their game, and I'm really excited to see what's coming for the second half of the year. Now, if you watched this far, I sure appreciate you. Please take a second, leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you enjoyed, let me know what I could be doing better, or let me know if you have suggestions for videos that you'd like to see. On top of that, another quick plug, right? If you are interested in supporting my return to Japan to run the Tokyo Marathon and donate to charity, right, please consider hitting that thanks button below so that you can go ahead and donate directly onto the channel. Or if you don't have the means to do that, I completely understand. Please consider sharing these videos with your friends, with your family, or just letting it run for a little bit, watching it a couple extra times, just get it a couple more views to increase that ad revenue so that we can hit that goal of raising $4,000. And if you watched this far and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I'm still not sure what you're doing. Please consider doing so today. But as always, we're going to wrap up with a question, which is, what are your top 3 shoes so far of 2025? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks, everybody.